adorable little troll. All right. So Kimberly was scheduled to go next, but she is late. So we are moving on to one of my best friends in the whole world, Mr. Marshall Cheek. And if I could say a couple words about Marshall, he is completely and entirely full of shit. Literally, he just got off work. Yeah, Marshall, before coming up to the podium, please leave your stinky clothes with Nicole. They'll be clean, pressed, dry, ready to go before you leave tonight. A productive day for Marshall consists of waking up, snaking out 1 or 2 toilets, posting at least 3 Facebook statuses about sports-related topics that no one cares about, and falling asleep after getting in at least 4 hours of Skyrim. Which is still twice as productive as Bolten was during 2011 as a whole. But honestly, I have a lot of respect for Marshall. Last year, he sort of came out of the closet and admitted that he no longer believes in the Christian God. Sorry, I hope that's not too... Fuck you, it's a roast. And it takes a big man to admit that kind of thing. But it doesn't take a big man to get that cat shit smell out of your house, which you get to do. And honestly, I think it comes down to laziness. And Marshall is so lazy, he has a remote control just to operate his remote control. Marshall is so lazy, he asked me to hold his wife Devin's hand in the delivery room just because he didn't want to have to pause his game of Assassin's Creed. Marshall is so lazy, he actually negotiated with the universe to have less than 15 minutes of fame so it wouldn't cut into his fantasy football draft. Marshall G. Thank you, Mike. Let's give it up for the white Carlton over here. I'm going to make this relatively short because there's a lot of roasters tonight. There you go. And I'm going to have a lot more fun listening to everybody else than all of you will listening to me. But I want to thank Mike for being the roast master tonight. Let's hear it for him. The roast ninja. Some of you may not know this, but Mike was the best man at my wedding. And the bachelor party he threw for me didn't include any strippers or drugs or anything like that, so thanks for nothing, asshole. John is here, Mike's brother. Some of you may not know John, but strike up a conversation with him later, because he's a good guy to hang out and talk to. You can talk to him about pretty much anything, from sports to philosophy to the universe, which the universe is a good one because, like the universe, John is constantly expanding. Eddie, you bald bastard, there you are. Eddie's Cuban, so he probably floated here tonight on a piece of pie. And then Blaine and I have only known each other for a few months, so it would be a little bit difficult for me to roast him. I don't really have a whole lot of dirt on him, but I'm going to mainly focus on Chris, which is what Blaine does during threesomes with Chris and Nicole. So, Chris, I hope you're having fun tonight, and I'm sure in order to be here, you pulled a no-call, no-show at insert restaurant name here. God, look at you. You look like Richard Simmons swallowed a tapeworm. Or contracted AIDS, one of the two. I hope this roast tonight knocks your huge ego down a peg. Chris's ego is so big, if you tell him to go fuck himself, he gets a hard-on. Speaking of hard-ons, by a show of hands, how many of you have lived with Bolten first?
Oh, good! Yes.
How many of you have walked in on Bolten masturbating and it's scarred you for life? How many of you have walked in on Bolten masturbating and immediately started laughing? You're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate me for sharing this, probably, but I'm gonna do it anyway. When Chris was living in my basement, Mike called me one night and said, "Hey, I'm in a jam. I need you to come pick me up." So I said, "Okay, I'll be there soon." I hung up the phone and went downstairs to see if Chris wanted to be my go-with guy. And he was sitting in a chair facing the TV,
and all I could see was that he was shirtless, and there was some bukkake video on his side. And so he's facing away from me, and I said, "What are you doing?" He turns around just with a guilty look on his face, and like in a defeated tone said, "Now I'm whacking it." So thank you guys for including me in your little circle jerk here tonight. And happy super belated birthdays. Brilliant. Our next roaster is Mike Welch.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, Mike Welch, like Marshall, our next roaster posts sports statuses that absolutely no one cares about. Mike Welch is an aspiring sports radio talk show host. And yeah, that's amazing. Aspiring radio talk show host sports.
You know I got hired like 3 weeks ago, didn't you?
Someone who's actually aspiring to be completely obsolete. I've never heard that before. And if you wanted to be completely obsolete, you should have just skipped a few steps and picked Bolten Blane for about 30 minutes, and you would have gotten it. Mike Welch, ladies and gentlemen.
God, look at all these notes. Jeez. I seriously have like no respect for everyone using all these notes and having to write so much down. By the way, got hired by 610 Sports in Kansas City 3 weeks ago.
All right.
But Mike Xenos, though, let's give him a hand just for taking the effort. You know what I mean? I mean, he had to do a lot to be here tonight. He had to take LeBron James's cock out of his mouth just to show up, and then, of course, to put on this extremely scripted roast.
Tell us his next joke. Oh no. In his voice.
I can't get off the part that says Marshall is full of shit. Because that's just I can't stop looking at it. But you know, Mike, you're an artist, right?
I tried.
Kind of in the same way that Jim Belushi's a comedian. I mean, I know people have paid for your paintings, but who gives a shit, right? I am wondering when you will have that infamous LeBron James cock in your mouth self-portrait where you're just sitting there like this, cupping the balls ever so gently.
Maybe after the 5th champ. Okay, you're turning me on.
After the 5th. What doesn't turn you on, Bolten? Just on that side note.
Apparently anything that's not involving men.
Well, that's just a lie. They're just lying to people. Say anything that doesn't involve men doesn't it doesn't involve men or does? Doesn't. Does not?
He likes dudes.
Oh, okay, yeah, he likes guys. That's where we're taking that long road to. Let's see. First and foremost, let's start with Ryan Adair back there with the sunglasses on.
Ryan!
You're inside. Why? First of all, why are the sunglasses on?
He's drunk.
Exactly. He's a little bit drunk, probably. Because Ryan, I think people are a little hard on him sometimes. First of all, hey, holy crap. You were a little hard on Ryan too, but you have to understand, if he didn't have delusional control over everything, he wouldn't have any control at all. So he has to believe that he has that kind of control while getting drunk with sunglasses on for some reason. Let's see, Nick Brady. Wow, it's like the white trash uniform, isn't it? The button-down shirt open with the white beater underneath, the cut-off jean shorts, and the flip-flops. Reinforced. That is beautiful. How long did it take you to grow that hair back and get the farmer's tan? Two-part question.
Well, one was about a year, the other was about like 3 weeks.
Wow. Yeah. What a waste of time.
Mine tell you which one's which.
Let's move on. Sean Adair. You're roasting tonight, right?
No, I'm not.
Damn it! So you're off limits. Okay, that's
No, I'm still
yeah, Sean's still on limits. All right. Have you ever met a more denial alcoholic in your life? Somebody who would swear up and down they aren't an alcoholic, but then he gets drunk, gets in his own little world, and starts fighting people until he gets thrown into a bush outside of talking to town. It's covered in thorns, and then of course he's bleeding everywhere, and then it's kind of hard to do anything. Tinkerbell. Oh, Brad Flappan. I've never seen someone who's so pseudo-inspirational and has head so far up his ass that he literally he didn't use any facts or anything to back up any argument, but god damn it, he would be bullheaded about it. I have not met a more stubborn jackass in my entire life until I met Marshall Cheek playing poker. Because Marshall can't be wrong. Because if Marshall's wrong, then apparently the world's going to implode upon itself, and then what would happen, Marshall? When were you wrong? When was the last time?
Let's see, what year is it?
It was 2012.
85?
80? Wow. See, that's the mind of Marshall Cheek. Never wrong, ever. Now, onward to Mr. Bolton. When I met Chris Bolton, it was actually kind of interesting because I didn't really know who he was. My friend Garrett came to me when I was 16 and was like, hey, I heard about this poker game going on down in Southern Oakland Park. You want to go play? I said, okay, sure. So we go down there and come in. I think we had to take our shoes off when we came through the garage. Yep. And we had to come through with this nice house down to this really nice basement to see this guy going, what the fuck? Throwing things all around his basement. He picks up this big metal poker chip case and just slams it across against the wall. And I'm like, holy shit, something just happened. I thought somebody had cheated. Somebody was trying to steal money out of the pot. I thought something horrible had happened. And then I see this asshole going, how the fuck could you call that? Why are you so fucking stupid? That's when I realized he just lost. And that's his reaction to destroy this beautiful basement. And with all this cool stuff, and he's just throwing things around. And then I realized that was Chris Bolton. That was before the long hair. I think he had a boy band haircut.
Like yours.
Yeah, actually comparable. So that was the first time I met Chris, and then meeting him sober again for the next 4 years after that was a little bit tough. And then I think, didn't you find yourself when you decided that everything is nothing, you became all spiritual and atheist and stuff?
You just said spiritual and atheist.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yes, Chris Bolton's the reason why people like me never actually say out loud, I am an atheist, because people think of this. I don't want to be lumped in with this, so I just don't say anything while he tells everyone how stupid and ignorant they are. Blake, I don't know you very well, but that is a dickhead bow tie, and this is a fantastic house.